Why hello there my good men, we are the autism community, and we are really very pathetic, sociopathic, and downright evil. Literally all we ever do is backstab our own members by showing zero sympathy when they are struggling to make friends or be accepted or just be heard for once in their goddamn lives, instead choosing to constantly gaslight them and try and blame them for problems which, if we had a functioning brain we'd realize clearly aren't their fault, such as having friends constantly backstab them and ghost them without explanation. We also have a massive victim complex and act like the reason people in the neurotypical community hate us, while admittedly true for some of them, is because we are autistic, without realizing that in many cases we are in fact major assholes to an impressive in all the wrong ways level who stubbornly refuse to accept any blame, and they have every right to hate us as such, because it means they aren't insane and like the uploader have standards as to what kind of behavior they are willing to tolerate from others, but rather than accept even the slightest bit of criticism or make any attempts to change ourselves when being made aware of this issue, we pull the classic blackjack player move and double down every single goddamn time someone calls us out in our insolent behavior. In fact, we are so petulant, insolent, toxic, abusive, and all around behave so much like irredeemable malicious sociopaths that the uploader is half inclined to believe that our sole goal in life is to win a non-existent contest of most insufferable group in the universe, and so far, we certainly have a good shot at winning it with our chronic and sustained cruelty of such magnitude that it puts the pure-formed Team Fortress to shame. Just some of the things we have done to the uploader and countless others as well no doubt include but are not limited to talking over the uploader and other members in need of friend channels in Discord groups and getting defensive when called out on clearly not meeting the standard the literal name of the channel implies, and doing this for important issues like someone saying their parents are dead to them or they are just flat out dead due to tragedy, and repeating this across so many groups that the uploader has long since given up on Discord groups as a whole and hardly comments in even non-related ones, because there's a wall in their head we helped build that no one will ever care, disliking personal fix on fanfiction, refusing to explain ourselves when questioned, and then showing zero remorse and doubling down in the most pathetic show of spite in existence that would make Drew Pickles call us sick fucks and vote bombing even more, when it's clear the uploader has had enough of us and calls us out for years of this borderline abuse, ignoring texts and getting defensive when called out on it, while failing to realize this is the bare minimum needed to maintain a friendship, then whining about how we don't have friends or girlfriends, while lacking the self-awareness to realize it's because we are super duper hyper diaper lazy as all hell, and not necessarily because everyone else sucks, lying about being interested in the uploader's passion projects and then using weaponized incompetence to avoid keeping our promises and commitments and turning what should be a friendly project into a power struggle, again, like petulant men children, as has happened when they tried to start a band/dating alliance/so much other stuff. He's given up on any projects that he can't do solo, dogpiling on fellow members who are clearly hurting and we should sympathize with more than anyone, in leaving nasty comments trying to gaslight the uploader into thinking they're the bad guy for having perfectly reasonable standard of expecting people who are supposed friends to actually reply to texts and reach out once in a while, and posting the same dry factually incorrect garbage that no one owes anyone anything as an excuse to justify shitty behavior. We no doubt exhibit ourselves and are trying to blame deflect for, and to clarify is factually incorrect, because friends do owe some bare minimum to maintain a relationship, because that is what a relationship entails, is give and take, but because we are so selfish and awful we think relationships are all just take and never involve any give. The uploader could go on in but you get the idea. We suck more than a tornado in a black hole, and speaking of which, the uploader just uploaded another video venting about past hurt, so now we gotta go and comment about how awful they are for having reasonable standards like the losers who don't realize that is neither the appropriate time or place to do such a thing. We are so goodbye and, who the hell are you?
Hello you very greasy, stinky, sweaty, fedora-wearing and mighty neckbirds of the autism community. We are the great man-titty-sucking butt-fucking homosexuals known as the Wiggles, and we are here to be a borrow for the uploader and teach you sick fucks to a greater extent than group penis pickles a lesson. And by teach a lesson we mean we will cane your stomachs and queef in you out our toenails and fart in your faces and force you to listen to the entire discography of Broken Side as well as the original soundtrack for the Genesis port of Marble Madness, and flag your fanfiction in Discord accounts. A fair number of you are no doubt using to groom minors from foreign countries and bathing in your tears as your life's work is lost, and then taking a gigantic poopy in your faces and eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then eating the poop, then pooping in your faces again, and then bathing you for the first time in your lives with our ass and spanking your ass cheeks with our telehookers, and then pooping on the wall and then pissing on the carpet and then making you don a maid uniform to clean it all up while we furiously masturbate so hard we come 7,837,437,262 gallons within like 0.274636262 nanoseconds, then making you play a rigged poker act, where you aces get cracked by 7 to offsuit every fucking hand, which is a pretty accurate representation of the Texas poker party act anymore, and then making you beat wave 666 and TF2 as a Jibba Sky with no team to back you up, and then making you play Mario to the lost levels with the caveat that every time you die you must start from the beginning again, and yes, we do expect you to play the 8 times needed to unlock the secret levels, and then making you play ET for the Atari 2600 in the Virtual Boy, then making you attend 74,632,526 tax seminars, and then making you strip naked and sing I'm a Little Teapot in front of your waifu's house 69,000 times in a row, then confiscating your porn, then puking all over you, as it is likely straight porn, which we find disgusting, being only slightly less gay than group pickles, which, now that we think about it, how the hell does that even work with being more gay or less gay than someone else? But whatever, and then giving you punishment gays from Go Animate, and then having you complete a marathon naked 67.5 times in a row, and then entering a time warp so we can repeat this list with you 68 more times. You have no choice in the matter, and you may be wondering why you have no choice in the matter, and as such we will tell you why you have no choice in the matter, and you may be wondering when we will tell you why you have no choice in the matter, and to answer that now is when we will tell you why you have no choice in the matter, and with that out of the way we will explain to you why you have no choice in the matter in the way that only we the Wiggles can explain why you have no choice in the matter. And that is why we the Wiggles are telling you why you have no choice in the matter, as opposed to someone else telling you why you have no choice in the matter. And with that out of the way we will now explain to you why you have no choice in the matter, and the reason why you have no choice in the matter is because we have clearly seen you do not have the mental maturity to handle free will, and when we do this stuff to you it will sound approximately but not exactly like a